Can I offer you a nice egg in this trying time?
Howdy there, friends, family, adversaries, ladies, gentlemen, and non-binary folks. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Riley Constantine, aka Biological Riley, and today we are talking about Animal Crossing New Horizons and why I'm not really into it. I understand that this might give me a bit of hate mail, but for reasons that I'm going to explain in this video, I didn't really care for the game that much. And just be forewarned, this is an early impression of the game, not necessarily a full review because I haven't made it that far into the game. This is just what I think about it right now. So this should be a controversial episode, and with that, on to the video. Animal Crossing New Horizons tries to shield mundanity with cuteness. The new Nintendo Switch title attempts to obfuscate dreary home management gameplay by prominently presenting adorable emotive talky animals in a colorful cartoonish visual art style. Whenever conversating with the cute raccoon businessman Tom Nook or the talkative scholarly owl Blathers, I could always feel a smile press on my face despite how the game itself is quite dull. Even though Animal Crossing New Horizons slithers at a snail's pace, the game maintains a cheerful facade that's difficult to outright dismiss. It's truly a perplexing game. I'm honestly not sure what I think about Animal Crossing New Horizons. As my first experience with the Animal Crossing franchise, I feel as if Animal Crossing New Horizons isn't a friendly starting point for new players. While the title contains an undeniable charm, there is so little to do in the game that my play sessions lasted roughly 30 minutes a time. Every aspect of the game's progression felt minimal, and as a result, I'm not tripping over my rusty shovel to play the game every day. There are only so many days in a row where I'm excited about fishing, crafting weak items, shoveling for fossils, or getting stung by wasps. Sure, I do see the appeal, with the exception of getting stung by a group of wasps, of course, but I'm just not having fun with the game. Animal Crossing New Horizons isn't a game that I'm excited to play on a regular basis. Even though each new real day brings new nuances to the game's world, I was struck by just how non-eventful the game was and how its gameplay conceits of paying off loans and fees felt a bit too relatable to my own financial woes. After all, being in debt in real life isn't fun, and the same can easily be said about being in debt in a video game, even if that said game contains cute talking animals. While this relatability doesn't necessarily have to be a negative, in fact, art reflecting reality, even if an uncomfortable reality, can be a good thing as described in the episode Ride the Zombie Wave, Animal Crossing New Horizons gameplay hooks haven't reeled me in long term. I only like to play the game sporadically rather than avidly. It's a game I might play at an airport or in public transit rather than being just a truly gripping experience that I want to play daily at home. Well, I would play it at an airport or in public transit if the coronavirus wasn't being the coronavirus. Animal Crossing New Horizons is a flawed experience to its very core. After customizing your character, the player is tasked with choosing a deserted island to inhabit. Once on the island, the player character becomes Raccoon Tycoon Tom Nook's human diversity hire and is tasked with maintaining the island and helping it prosper daily. Furthermore, time in the game reflects days in the real world. Resources like wood, cherries, and rocks are reset every morning while also allowing the game to progress when milestones like setting up a museum or building a new house are met. Essentially, Animal Crossing New Horizons is work. The game! These gameplay elements are not an issue in and of themselves, but they coalesce into a key design problem. While I understand that Animal Crossing games are slow burns, Animal Crossing New Horizons is a huge time sink with minimal rewards. For example, I've spent many gameplay sessions searching for fossils, fish, and bugs to kickstart a museum, and in order to open this museum, the player needs to find several unique items in these categories, which takes up a lot of time. Making matters worse, some of the fossils the player needs for the museum are duplicates, but the game won't divulge this information until after Blathers, an owl and museum curator, assesses them with a long-winded dialogue explanation before ultimately rejecting your find. It's infuriating, and the game makes me feel like a putz for wasting my damn time. Seriously, that blithering Blathers is gonna make me channel my 12-year-old Linkin Park loving self. Shut up when I'm talking to you, Blathers. One step closer, and I'm about to break. Animal Crossing New Horizons is very frustrating in this regard. The game often doesn't explicitly state what the player needs to do in order to allow the game to progress. And speaking for myself, this meant entire play sessions of aimless wandering. I regularly wondered if I was playing the game correctly, and if the player can't tell if they're playing the game right, that is a huge design flaw. The game additionally includes a few other major design inadequacies. One of these issues is the camera. In fact, the game's cutesy style is often derailed by bad camera angles that obscure the adorable animals the player talks to. In conversation, I all too often saw the back of my head, and even more egregiously during gameplay, the player can't control the camera when they're scouring the island for supplies. If the items you're searching for are behind a house, you're shit out of luck. It's not optimal. The controls are also a bit stiff. Basic activities like shoveling, fishing, watering flowers, or picking up sticks can become a complete hassle because the player's avatar has to be positioned just right in order to do the actions the player wishes to do. Being in the incorrect position means that you might pick up the wrong item or you dig in the wrong spot. Admittedly, this might not be a big deal for folks playing Animal Crossing since the GameCube days, but a more accurate and intuitive control system would have gone a long way to making Animal Crossing New Horizons a better experience for new players. I know it sounds basic, but in real life, when I want to say pick up a cup of coffee, it's easy. I just go down and pick up the cup of coffee. But in the game, I go, I want to pick up a cup of coffee, and instead I pick up my neighbor John Tortero. Like, what? Last but not least, Animal Crossing contains an item durability system. While I understand that item durability systems add to the game's emphasis on gathering resources and items for the purpose of crafting, Animal Crossing New Horizons' crafting and durability system isn't optimal. Most necessary items like an axe, shovel, fishing rod, and watering cans eventually break, forcing the player to have to gather more resources and travel to the nearest workbench to recraft these items. In a game that already makes no qualms about wasting the player's precious time, the item durability system only adds to the sense that Animal Crossing New Horizons does not value my time like I do. One step closer to the edge, and this rusty shovel is about to break. This is not to say that Animal Crossing New Horizons is a bad game. I know that I've been down on the title for its various gameplay contrivances, yet the title still does have value. Animal Crossing New Horizons is incredibly cute, and there is a certain satisfaction in maintaining the island and its respective animal populace well. I only wish that the rewarding sensation of witnessing the fruits of my labor was spread out more evenly in the game. With that said though, Animal Crossing New Horizons is a mixed bag. While the talking animals and the beautiful art style are wholesome, the gameplay experience just doesn't match its presentation. Animal Crossing New Horizons may transport gamers to a lush new world, but this vacation destination isn't worth escaping to. And with that, that was the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like rating and subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment telling me what you thought about Animal Crossing New Horizons. And also please consider donating to my Patreon. Every dollar helps improve the show and keep it going long term. And speaking of Patreon, I just want to thank my high tier patrons, Slasher Avails, Mom, Miles Nelson, and David Devlin. Thank you so much for supporting what I do. Love y'all.